Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Blade here, and welcome back to some more F126 My Team career mode. Today, the team is headed to Spa, one of my this is my all-time favorite track that F1 races at. And I'm really excited to be here. Had a pretty good result. And, yeah, sorry for being gone for like a week and a little bit. Been real busy with life, but hopefully everything will start to smooth out soon and I can, get back to being more consistent with content. Without further ado, let's get into some qualifying. So, ladies and gentlemen, we jump here onto qualifying. It is a full wet tire qualifying, which is where I struggle hugely. Even into the first corner, drop down into 24th, but back up to first, and then I'm in the teens with a little bit of a slide here. But all is well. I'm thinking, all right, if I can at least get top 15, that is a decent qualifying result for me. So we're going to Eau Rouge. Lift off a little bit, go down into 6th even, so I can get a bit of a better exit. Even helps me out a lot as I go into the straight here, going up into P13. And again, flat through the straight, because in this wet weather, it's really tricky. Even as high of a gear as 4th, the car is still going to slide around in those RPMs. So you got to be cool with it. You got to be calm. You got to be collected. You got to be smooth. And that's exactly what I need to do. Ooh, holy stutter. Anyways. Again, that skateboarding usually messes me up a lot, but to do it right here where it stabilized the car for me was actually such peakness that I can't even lie to you. I'm never going to be mad at skateboarding again until I am. But anyways, again, this is just wet weather. It's really tricky. It's really hard for me, but it's great practice, and I'm getting it down, which is great to see. And again, just to round off the lap, I think it's pretty solid effort by yours truly. Now as we make our way out of the final corner, we drop it to the line in P7, and that is where we are going to finish, is P7. So, pretty good qualifying result, especially in the wet, but without further ado, let's get into racing, gentlemen and ladies.
Welcome to this visit to the Ardennes countryside. Spa-Francorchamps hosted its first Grand Prix back in 1925, and this historic track is loved by drivers and fans alike. And us here in the commentary box too. So it's a warm welcome from the Belgian Grand Prix. So here we are once again, ready to go racing through the Ardennes forest. 4.35 miles of long straights, fast corners, and massive elevation changes. It makes this not only one of the most exciting circuits on the calendar, but one that makes for some consistently high quality racing as well. Simply put it, there's no place quite like it. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. George Russell will begin today's event in pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Piastri, Verstappen, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Antonelli, Browning, Leclerc, Hadjar, and Carlos Sainz, Gasly, Ocon, Franco Colapinto, and Bottas, Albon, Lawson, Arvid Lindblad, and Fernando Alonso, Bortoleto, Behrman, Perez, Fornaroli, Hülkenberg, and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? And striding into our commentary box to join us today, the man, the myth, the legend, Anthony Davidson. Well, they've done so well this year, the 12th team, but that means that next year could be that little bit tougher, because as we all know, the better you do, the higher you finish in the championship, the less development time in the wind tunnel you get the following season.
Absolutely right, Crofty. It's almost like, think of it like this, a success tax. It's a nice problem to have, isn't it, really? But that's what the team are going to face moving forwards. But look, they've shown their quality so far, and I'm sure even with that limited wind tunnel time, they'll be great.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are into the race here. Checking the strategy. We're going from soft to hard, and we are in dry weather. Thank goodness a race in wet weather would have been absolutely killer. Starting P7, but without further ado, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. The red lights are on. Engines are revving. We are ready to go, and the red lights are out, and we are going. Pretty decent start here. I end up falling back a little bit, but get back up thanks to the battery. Going into turn one, overtake not one, not two, but three cars as we head into just the first turn here. Getting right up into P4, right behind Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris, and of course George Russell, your leader. Going into Eau Rouge, I kind of see where they're starting to harvest here, which is pretty smart, especially with such a long straight coming up ahead, so I follow suit. Left off a little bit, have a little bit to spare here. And then I stick behind Piastri. I don't really use my boost much because neither is he, and I don't want to use more than what I should be. So I'm kind of also trying to learn from the AI here, see where they're using their boost, where they're saving, and all these things, so I know what to do. And this being my favorite track, I know my way around it like it's the back of my hand, and I do a pretty decent effort here. Heading down into the more technical section of Spa, which Spa is just a track that is it all. High speed, low speed, technicality, it's everything. That's why it's one of my favorites. Go a little bit off the grass here, but that's alright. Heading down to the very fast left-hander here. I see Oscar Piastri brake really early, and I get right up on his tail here, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm not trying to get slowed down. They're pulling away. I hit the battery. Go for an audacious move around the outside, which I managed to make stick. Now I have my sights set on getting P2 from Lando Norris here as we're coming towards the backstretch area where it is just flat out the entire time as we make our way around here and the last corner that we have to brake for until we get to the bus stop chicane to end the lap. So I lock it in hard, and my sights set again are just purely on Lando Norris, who also starts harvesting for whatever reason. He's a little bit of boost just to catch up to him. Get a crazy run here, and I just absolutely cinder up the inside. And now, of course, my sights set are elsewhere, on that being George Russell. Lando Norris coming back for another move, but I'm not going to let that happen. Outbrake him as we get into the bus stop. Hold the inside line as we get around the final corner. My sights now are set on getting P1 from George Russell. Yeah, good job, Blade. Anyways, jumping towards the end of lap 2 here. Again, I'm pulling the same thing on him I did to Norris. Crazy run here through the back stretch as we're going towards bus stop. Again, he holds it here, so I just try to stick it up the outside, but then I change direction, go for the inside here at the bus stop. Outbrake him once again, but he stays alongside. Slight bit of contact, but not a whole lot to really warrant anything, and that slots me up into P1. And securing the fastest lap as well, taking that away from George Russell. And I will hold on to both P1 and the fastest lap as we head on over to lap 5, where we come into pit. And not only do I come into pit, I'm also one of, I think, maybe 2 or 3 cars that pit on lap 5, as I was only one of a few who started on the softs instead of the mediums. As again, you see me dropping down the order, and you see the couple cars that come in behind me. But I trust my strategist. I trust that this will work out for us. Again, make our way into the pits here. Know the strategy by now. You click in between 0.5 and 0 to get the optimal. As we head in here, we actually get a way better stop than anticipated. Getting up 2.4.1 faster than the optimal time. So make our way out of the pits here. We see Franco Colapinto come by just right about now. And then we make our way up to the top here. Past Eau Rouge, where I got a killer run on me by Bottas and Hadjar. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is where I start to get a little frustrated. As you can see here, I clearly have the speed and can go around them. But the problem with this technical part of the track is it's super hard to find good spots to pass. And I don't know what to do. So I hold myself secure here. Just kind of stay behind them. But at the end of the day, I don't want to be held up. I was in P1. I want to get back into P1. Especially with how fast Norris and Russell have been today. So we go down into the fast left-hander, which I do the same thing to Hadjar that I did to Russell, where I get right up on him, and I'm thinking, I'm not doing this again. Hit the battery, go for a nice little move around the outside, but I end up just taking it clean from him, catching right up to Bottas, almost making a bit of contact, but nothing to worry about as we make our way through this last little bit as we're heading on to the back stretch. Again, I'm just getting right up on there. I'm letting him know, hey, I'm here. I'm just going to get around you. There's no holding me back. Go for a move on the outside. A little bit of contact. But the game is the game. My sights now set on Franco Colapinto. He is using boost. I'm using boost. But it's not going to be enough to outdo the GOAT as I go around him here. Pushing me up into P8. And we have more cars pitting. But the 2 that don't pit are the 2. I'm sorry. 1 that doesn't pit is one that's worrying me. That being Lando Norris. As Russell has come into the pits to do his stuff. As you can see in the minimap, he also comes out of the pits around the time I make it to the straight. But of course, I'm going faster. Go up here to P4, P3 now, with Russell still kind of behind me. But there he is. I have a slight slide there, but managed to save it and get around him here. But he still kind of stays by me. He's got more charge than I do, more battery. So I'm a little bit wary of that. I kind of give him a little bit of a leeway here, get around me, so I can get him back here as we get onto the straight. Again, he starts pulling away, but I just dump all my boost I have into getting around him to get up into P2. Managed to secure, or sorry, P3 with Antonelli and Norris now ahead. My goal now is to wait for them to pit so I can get around them and hopefully get myself back in P1. Pierre Gasly ends up out of the session. You hate to see it. Jumping now to the end of the lap here, as you can see, Norris and Antonelli both have pitted, and I'm thinking, all right, this P1 is going to be mine. I'm good. But both of them come out, and I'm still just now getting onto the straight. So I am kind of flip-flopper. I'm like, do I have it? Do I not have it? I get Antonelli, and Russell gets him as well, and I get around Norris until we get around here, and he just pops out and is gone, absolutely flying. I'm thinking, okay, he's on newer, colder tires. I'm on warmer tires. Surely I can have a little bit of something here to do, but the problem again is the freaking battery is at 2% now, no percent. And I'm trying to give it everything I can to catch him here, but it's just not going to be it here. As we can see, go for a move, but I'm just not going to have a good look here. Go off track a little bit trying to catch him, but it's just not going to be enough. As we head into the end of lap 8, again, you can just see he is 1.2 clear of me already, which is not good, especially when I had such a nice little lead there when I was coming into the pits on the first half of the race. It is heartbreaking to witness, and again, he just continues to just pull away from me, and I just don't have anything I can use to help myself here. We jump on over to lap 9, where I end up getting a little bit of a tangle here with Russell, and we make a little bit of contact, but I kind of see the vision here. I let him pass me, thinking he can maybe catch Norris, and I can just stick with him. He starts pulling away as I have a rough exit, letting him pass. As we go into the second to last lap here, lap 10, and again, the goal is very simple. Stick with him, and hopefully he can catch Norris. At least that's what I want him to do. In the ideal world, that's what he will do. But like I said, that's the ideal world. What happens in the real world is none of that. Again, the gap is staying pretty much the same. He actually starts pulling away from me, which I don't want to have. So I'm trying to just stick with him as much as I can here. End up dumping a little bit of battery to just keep up within a second. Which thankfully thankfully I managed to do here. And again, but he's just not gaining anything on Norris up ahead. He's kind of just keeping back from him. He doesn't have the moves to catch him, so we jump to the end of lap 10, here on to lap 11. And now, my goal is simple. You haven't helped me. You didn't do what I was hoping you would do, so I want my P2 back. So I'm absolutely sending it to try and get around Russell. 2-second gap to Piastri. I have enough room here that I can work with to, get a nice little run on him here. So if we go up into Eau Rouge and Raidillon, we go on to the straight. Stop yawning. Sorry about that. Anyways, I'm dumping my battery. I'm trying to keep up with him to the best of my ability, knowing that he is going to use his battery at the end of the lap like all the AI I've been doing. Go a little bit off track, but it's alright. Back in the more technical section here, but I go for the same move that I did earlier, but I send it on the inside, managing to stick it, but I know he's going to have battery. He's going to use it on that back stretch, and that's going to be the issue at hand that I do not want to see, is him have battery to try and get me back on the straight. But thankfully, this technical section is pretty slow, so I managed to get most of my battery back and just dump it to the end here. As I managed to pull away from Russell, he does stay in the mirrors, but not enough to really make a charge on me. But Lando Norris, absolutely decent, stellar drive, stellar pit strategy as well to make it stick, as he's going to take P1, and we, with a decent climb from 7 up to 2nd, even in 1st for a little bit, hold on to P2 to round off the race weekend. And you know what? It's not P1, but a podium is a podium, especially for a brand new team. So you know what? We will take that.
And here he comes. It's all go, go, go for Lando Norris as he takes the checkered flag and wins.
I mean, I'm tempted, Crofty, to use the boring word. Not quite yet, but I don't know how the others will be feeling at this stage in the championship, because they've got that dominance on their side. Clearly, they'll be looking at the championship now.
We We had drama from start to finish, but in the end, there was only ever one that could take that top spot. He holds the trophy aloft, and why shouldn't he? A richly deserved win today for Lando Norris.
Well, everybody, that will do it for today. I hope you all did enjoy. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Remember that Jesus loves you. I love you. This has been your boy Blade, and I am out. Peace.